is ons vanoggend.
Good morning.
Vrydagoggend.
Yes, today the 9th of the 9th.
Ja, heeltemal reg en dit is 'n pragtige Vrydag.
Yes.
Ja, ons begin die Vrydag so effens op 'n somber noot.
Ja.
Jy weet, maar ek dink die wêreld gons daaroor. So dis miskien net gepas dat Infostream ook net soort van hulle hulde bring aan die koningin.
Queen Elizabeth II, who's tragically passed away
Ja.
yesterday. So that kind of hit the news
Ja.
yesterday in the early parts of the evening.
Ja, daar is dit. Weet jy Kaufee en dan ons het net daar so 'n paar fotootjies opgesit. En dit is interessant dat sy die kroon gedra het vir 70 jaar.
Fascinating, no?
En alhoewel geneesere by haar was, aanvanklike mediese ondersoek het gesê sy is stabiel. Op die ouderdom van 96 is sy toe gistermiddag oorlede. En van haar kinders en ander lede van die koninklike familie het onmiddellik na Balmoral gereis en was daar by haar bed gewees. So haar seun Prins Charles volg haar nou op, so hy is nou
Yes.
koning.
He is now automatically king. I've always thought, to be quite honest, that there must be some form of procedure.
Ja, daar is tog jy het vir ons gesê ons gaan 'n bietjie daaroor gesels.
Yes.
En ek wil tog hê ons moet daaroor gesels. Dit is 'n baie interessante verloop van omstandighede.
Right.
Wat nou gaan gebeur van hier af.
Okay.
Ons gaan dit bietjie met julle deel en hieroor gesels. Die hele projek staan bekend as Operation Unicorn.
Okay.
Okay. Jy vertel vir ons hoe werk dit want daar's verskillende operations.
Well, effectively, this is a code name for the death of the Queen at Balmoral Castle. So, which was her summer residence in Scotland.
Yeah,
Okay. Buckingham Palace announced the news of her death yesterday. And also, according to Scottish news outlet Edinburgh News, following her death, the monarch will be moved from Balmoral in Aberdeenshire to Edinburgh, where she is to rest in state at the palace of the
Okay. Kom ons hou hom net dop.
So there we go.
Ja. Kom ons kyk of hy reg is op hierdie stadium. Klink dit beter?
It sounds as if it's better now.
Ja.
Let's see.
Kom ons kyk wat sê die mense. Het julle nou klank? Ons kan altyd weer teruggaan en die
bit of a technical glitch. But maybe what we can do is just see who's on at the moment.
Ja.
And then just go through the comments. Karen Malan sê môre Dirkas, goed om te sien julle is aan die gang amper 2 jaar se rust dit na COVID, well done. Maren Retief sê goeiemôre, jippie, dis Vrydag en naweek. Karretjie sê, môre julle, mooi naweek, Wynand Riet het gesê, die klank is weg, Magda Hill sê, geen klank, en mooi, yep, die klank is reg, so, okay, so we had a little bit of a technical glitch, but that doesn't, we'll just start again from that, what you've missed, no?
Ja, ek moet sê, hierdie goedjies gebeur, hierdie tegniese goedjies,
Right.
Sal ons net gou vinnig weer gesels oor dit wat ons gepraat het, die hele proses.
Yes, I think because that is really cool.
Yeah.
Dirk was referring obviously to the sad news that we received late afternoon, and that was the passing of Queen Elizabeth II.
Correct.
Okay.
En dan die prosesse van, daar's 'n 10-dag aftelling proses, en ons gaan miskien dit net gou weer bietjie met julle deel, van presies hoe dit werk, van dag 10 af, en dan word dit afgetel met verskillende prosesse, en daar's kodename wat gebruik word.
Yes, so because what Dirk is referring to, in terms of the death of the monarch, any monarch for that matter, there is a very controlled procedure. So in other words, this procedure is planned way in advance.
Yeah.
And it is then organized already. And then once there's the death of the monarch, they basically just control the procedure.
Yeah.
But this procedure, Dirk, is quite intrigued.
Heeltemal reg.
Because it follows a certain code, and it's kind of a militaristic operational process, isn't it?
Ek dink dis heeltemal reg, Kaufee. Dit is,
controlled by,
alles is absoluut in orde.
Exactly. All the role players play a role, MI6 and everybody that is involved. So the operation is called Operation Unicorn.
Yeah.
And what happens with Operation Unicorn, it is a code name for the death of the Queen at Balmoral Castle. So this Balmoral Castle was her summer residence in Scotland. Buckingham Palace announced the news obviously yesterday. So according to Scottish news outlet, a Scottish news outlet, the Edinburgh News, following her death, the monarch will be moved from Balmoral in Aberdeenshire to Edinburgh, where she is to rest in state at the Palace of the Holy Rood House.
Yeah.
And then the next operation is going to take place, which is called Operation Feather.
Ja.
The Queen will lie in state at the Palace of Westminster for 3 days in an operation called Feather. The codename refers to the logistics outside Westminster Hall, including arrangements for the public.
Ander plan maak. Kaufee, miskien kan jy net so, ek dink wat ons gaan doen is sal
maybe just replace the battery.
Ja, sal ek gou dit doen.
Okay.
Vinnig.
Yes.
Terwyl so net 'n oombliekie ek gaan
We'll stay with you on the stream, but it's going to take literally a minute or two.
Ja, vinnig net gou daar 'n plannetjie maak. Ek is nou weer terug.
Cheers. Right. Please tell us if we are back in terms of the sound. We seem to have a little bit of a battery pack issue. Maybe we should make our motto, change the battery pack.
Ja, ons het dit al gehad. Ons het ons vorige keer wat ons gesê verander die power pack of die power bank.
Right, yes.
Ja, nog steeds op die topic.
Yeah.
Van die koningin.
So yeah, it is going to be an open coffin, as we said before, and there will be lots of people queuing up in terms to see
Kyk, die lyk lê in staatsie.
Right. And then, if I can just use this quickly here, then there's Operation London Bridge. So the codename Operation London Bridge is understood to run alongside Operation Unicorn. The former refers to the plan following the death of the Queen, and then it covers the schedule for the 10 days between her death and her funeral.
Yeah,
the hours after her death are known as D-Day.
Correct.
And meticulously planning has been in place for years, with today's news triggering the day the official operations basically unfold. So Buckingham Palace, sorry, you, but quick
Okay,
there.
excuse.
D-Day, Buckingham Palace notifies the public of the Queen's death. Prince Charles immediately succeeds to the throne upon his mother's death, and he will be known as King Charles III. His wife Camilla becomes Queen Consort.
Dis heeltemal reg.
Okay.
Heeltemal reg, ja.
And the couple stay at Balmoral overnight. Flags fly at half-mast. Numerous commemorations are planned. And then typically you've got day 1, day 2, day 3 and all of that.
Gaan die prosesie af.
That's just in case you didn't know how all of this actually
runs. Ek dink wat ons
runs
sal
off.
doen is ons sal in elk geval dit met julle deel. Jy weet op 'n gereelde basis soos wat dit aangaan. Kom ons kyk gou-gou net na nog ander interessante nuus. Wat ons het twee gaste vandag. Ons het vir Rossouw Hill. Ons dreig nou al seker wat se 2 weke.
Yeah, no longer. About a month and a half ago already, Rossouw joined us on a very regular basis from a ship that is a support ship to a gas rig.
Ja, ons gaan daaroor gesels.
And that is going to be absolutely fascinating. He's a fully qualified chef. He was in charge of the whole food operation there. So I'm looking forward to that interview so much.
En dan het ons ook hierso vir Chef Terry vandag, so ons het 2 gaste.
Ja.
Ek wil gou vir julle vra terwyl ons aan die gesels is, veral as Toffee. Hy staan in Johannesburg, Toffee, wat ook hy is so lief vir kos maak. Kaalvoet klong in die kombuis. Maak nie saak wie van julle kyk nie. Kan 'n mens lucerne gebruik in kos? Dis al wat ek gaan sê. Ja,
Isn't lucerne for horses?
is die hoe proe jou slaai? So lekker.
You know that lucerne on its own is very bad for animals. You've got to mix it right.
Okay, maar ek het nou die vraag gevra. Kan 'n mens lucerne uit die biologiese naam en of die microgreens gebruik en kan 'n mens dit as 'n smoke ingredient gebruik? Dis my vraag en ek het vir Chef Terry uitgedaag en gesê hy moet dit vir ons bring vandag. Kom ons kyk gou net so 'n paar news headlines voor ons na die advertensies kyk. Daar's 'n klomp goeie ene wat Piet vir ons gestuur het, maar dit is ook in die koerant vandag. Is dat die hele kwessie van die vervoer van beeste, onthou dit?
Yes.
Hy het vir ons die volgende inligting gestuur. Hy sê en baie ding, al die pad van Bloemfontein kry ons hierdie inligting. Die minister van Landbou, Grondhervorming en Landelike Ontwikkeling het besluit om die algehele verbod op die verskywing van onder meer beeste op te hef. Die verskywing van vee in sogenaamde siektebestuursgebiede word egter steeds verbied. Minister Toko Didiza het donderdag gesê dit is bemoedigend dat die Oos, Wes en Noord-Kaap nie 'n enkele geval van die gevraagde veesiekte back enclosure voor en gedurende die 3 weke lange verborg gehad het nie. So daai het ons dit. So in Namibië word daar berig Suid-Afrika lig verbod op vervoer van die beeste. En dis wonderlike nuus.
Yes.
Dit is regtig baie goeie nuus. Wat het jy nog?
I've got a very interesting thing. I would like to refer to the German daily, the Allgemeine Zeitung. Shall we call it happiness whilst we are unhappy?
Absolutely.
Because the Otjiwarongo Carnival had their first official evening last night. And they have crowned Princess Yvonne.
That's it.
Together with Prince Gunther at the Otjiwarongo Carnival. And there you have the picture of the lovely couple. Isn't that a bit ironic?
Ja, die einde van een is die vreugde en die begin van 'n ander.
Yeah, but obviously this is parody and culture and all that kind of stuff. So tongue in cheek with respect.
En dan nog enetjie is Gondwana Okapuka spankragte saam. Dis nou baie interessante nuus hier dat Gondwana het besluit om hande te vat met Okapuka. Dis die wildsplaas net hier buitekant
Windhoek on the way to Okahanya.
Ek sê altyd vir Suid-Afrikaners as julle hier kom kuier, dan ry ons 6, 7 minute, 8 minute. Dan gaan wys ek vir julle kameelperde, wys vir julle leeu's. Ek weet nie of Okapuka nog het nie. Wys vir julle al die wild wat jy aan kan dink. Ek dink daar's net nie olifante nie. Maar dis letterlik hier neffens ons.
Right.
As jy in die aand lê wel waar ons bly, dan hoor jy die jakkalse en
10 minutes out of town.
Ja, en dis 2:30, half 3 in die oggend luister jy jakkalse partykeer luister jy na bobbejaane wat uit die aard van die saak dalk bedreig word deur luiperds.
Ja.
Want dit is in die kop hier en jy hoor ook ander klanke soos jou buurvrou wat skreeu, jou buurman wat breek. Buurman wat breek staan en kan nie inkom nie. Al sulke tipe van goed. Maar in elk geval baie geluk aan Okapuka en baie dankie. Ja, wel gedoen Gondwana vir hierdie wonderlike inisiatief.
Yeah. And then just, I think last but not least, I don't know if you've still got another story.
Nog een dingetjie, dan gaan ons advertensies kyk.
The Tourism Expo
Yeah.
is happening from the 3rd to the 5th of November 2022, and that's going to happen at the SKW Sports Field here in Windhoek.
Ja.
Put that on your diary.
Ons 'n bietjie kyk of ons met mekaar gesels en dan jy het gister eintlik hierna verwys, maar ek gaan net weer noem dat Wagyu
Yes.
boere. Hulle kry hulle eie nis abattoir en dit het nou al 'n paar jare gekom. Ek weet nie of julle chef staan nie. Weet julle daarvan dat hierdie pragtige nuwe abattoir, hulle praat van world class, word oopgemaak in Reebok.
Aha.
Jou gunsteling dorp.
My gunsteling dorp.
Ek dink dis nou nog meer gunsteling omdat hulle Wagyu vleis gaan verkoop.
Heeltemal reg.
So dis dalk 'n uitdaging vir 'n ander dag is Wagyu beef, Wagyu vleis. Word dit soort van bietjie te hoog geag op die mark van vleis?
I have been with Chef Terry before. I think it was last year,
Yeah.
where he made us a Wagyu steak, and obviously it's highly expensive,
Yeah.
highly sought. The reason is because Wagyu beef is marbleized in
Correct.
terms of its fat, and Wagyu fat is actually a low heat solving fat.
Yeah,
It literally melts in your fingers if you hold it between your fingers. The heat of your body will actually make Wagyu fat melt.
Weet jy wat hierdie inisiatief gaan bestuur word deur 'n maatskappy met die naam van Desert Wagyu en hulle sê hier gaan die produsente word betaal vir die gehalte van vleis wat hulle lewer. Dis 'n interessante benadering.
Right.
Met ander woorde, ons koop nie net nie. Julle moet bietjie vir ons wys wat die kwaliteit is van die vleis. Kaffie, het ons ander boodskapies. Ek gaan nie te veel tyd spandeer aan nuus nie. Ons het twee gaste wat lekker gaan kom gesels.
At this stage, we've got a number of our viewers online. Roon Besadenhout says that everything is back up. Vincent van Rooyen says, disturbed, the sound of silence. Was great, maar julle twee is brilliant. Baie dankie, Vincent.
Dankie Vincent, baie dankie dat jy kyk vandag. Ja man, hierdie goed gebeur op 'n snaakse manier. Dis tegnies goed. Dis is 'n motorkar, jy weet. Hy loop klop dis wel bo vandag en môre klim jy in en dan is hy so dood soos 'n mossie.
Wel, ek hoop ek pronounce dit reg. Roon Besadenhout of is dit Rooney Besadenhout? Maar ek dink it's Roon.
Ja.
Sy sê Rossouw is an amazing chef. You're absolutely right there. Everything is running.
Weer terug.
Yes, everything is running the way.
Ja, die goedjies gebeur. Ek kan miskien net verduidelik dat baie van ons klankapparaat, as jy hom aanskakel, dan het hy so 'n klein metertjie wat vir jou sê daar's krag of daar's nie krag nie. En in hierdie spesifieke geval, ons kamera ontvanger en die enetjie wat die syne uitstuur, hy het vanoggend nog gewys hy's 'n happy chappy en toe Vrydag te sê nee, ek gaan 'n lang naweek vat. Ons praat van Vrydag. Kom ons kyk gou hierna.
Vintage Bar and Grill. The place that can properly fill your tummy. We have pub lunch specials every single Friday from 12 onwards. We have a full, battered game steak, liver mash and gravy, rump steak and draft, spare ribs and draft, mutton curry, meatballs mash and gravy, and many more. So come and join us for an awesome lunch experience. Vintage Bar and Grill. Always a good time.
So vorentoe. Daar is dit.
Here we are.
Hierdie trein is vol.
Yes.
Hierdie trein, hierdie is wat ons noem 'n volbank.
Ja, nee, dis 'n knap bank op die oomblik.
'n Knap bank. Welkom Rossouw.
Dankie.
Vir die van julle wat nie weet nie, ons het al baie met Rossouw gepraat, met Rossouw heel dreig. Hy was een van die ouens wat daar van die see af met ons gesels en sy bydraes gestuur het. Baie dankie daarvoor.
Dis hier.
Chef in jou eie reg, maar op hierdie stadium is jy in beheer van 'n hele projek. Ons gaan nou daarna kyk. Chef Terry, baie dankie.
Baie dankie. Dis lekker om hier weer te wees.
Ja, ons het gesê jy moet vir ons ietsie bring om te drink, maar dis nie alkoholies nie en dan daai groen blaartjies wat jy in slaai gooi. Ons altyd kyk daarna, jy weet wat is lekker en wat is nie lekker nie.
Ja.
Dis
So,
so.
ja. So Kaufee, ek dink miskien moet Rossouw begin en dan wat ek gaan doen is ek wil die volgende shot gaan ek dalk ons kamera ook so klein bietjie skuif want dis fyn. Behalwe as jy wil, as jy okay.
Ja, it's all good.
Goed. Rossouw, jy's eerste aan die beurt.
Maybe we should just introduce Rossouw a little bit in terms of where he was, what he does before we go to actually the imaging. and all that.
Correct.
No?
Heeltemal correct.
Okay,
Ja, ja, goed,
so
goed.
to our viewers out there, Rossouw Hill, nice to have you on the show. I've known Rossouw for a redelike tydperk. And Rossouw, you are the guy, okay, do I say this right? You are on a support ship that supports a gas rig
Yeah, it's
in
called
the
a
sea.
floatel. Yeah. It's called a floatel.
A floatel.
Yeah.
Okay.
FLOAT.
Right.
Yeah, like you guys said, I mean, I've been a chef all my life, but I've left the chefing world into the general manager prospects and everything.
Okay.
When we were in South Africa before returning to Namibia, I was the Group National Development Exec Chef for Bidvest Foods. The Cooking with brand, which they've got, which is their personal brand, I was involved of developing the recipes and spicing and everything. And then, yeah, we became part of the statistics of South Africa.
Ja.
Okay, yes,
And
yes, with you on
out
that.
of the blue, we received the opportunity to come to Namibia. And I was GM of Protea Hotel Pelican Bay, and then from there on, you know, I had my own restaurants and all these things. And yeah, 20 was COVID, when everything went pear-shaped.
Ja.
2020, November, I had opportunity with Luther Mostert, who's one of my friends. He got Suprema Barani, which was a rig that was based in Walfish Bay. So what happened there is I went on as a consultant, and we shaped the rig for the first, you know, for his after 5 years being stacked, to do his thing. And from there on, a year later, I had the opportunity to join the rigs. And that's where we are now, on Israel at the moment.
Okay, so where is your location?
My location is about 90 kilos offshore from Haifa, Israel.
Okay.
And we are floatel, about 265, 268 cabins, 460 guests on board.
Wow.
We call them guests.
Yeah,
right.
On board. And it's a 24-hour operation. You got your meal times in the morning, breakfast 5 to 7. You got your lunch times 11 to 1:30. You got your dinner 5 to 7, and then you also have your midnight 11 to 1 o'clock in the morning. And in between that, these guys has the 9 o'clocks and 3 o'clocks tea breaks.
Breaks, ja.
So
ja,
they
ja.
get all their pastries and they get the
Yeah.
things. So it's actually a spoiled environment, to be honest, when it comes to food-wise.
Okay. And it's completely ongoing.
Ongoing.
It's like the kitchen doesn't have any doors. It wouldn't serve any
Yeah, no,
purpose.
it's open 24/7. So
Right.
what happens is you have at 12 o'clock lunchtime. When you're 11 o'clock we start. So at about half past, basically at 11 o'clock, the 12 o'clock shift guys comes in for lunch, for breakfast.
Right.
So then you got your lunch set up. It's all buffet served. So you got your lunch shift, and we have additional breakfast goods like your boiled eggs, your oats,
Okay, cereals.
Jy kan dit ook kry, ja.
So your breakfast guy can have his full on breakfast almost, except for bacon. If he wants, we will obviously make a plan. Or so,
correct.
We'll go the extra mile for them always. I mean, these oaks work crazy hours. I mean, your minimum shift is 12 hours.
Wow.
Sure,
Those
sure,
guys are on board for about 2 months, 6 weeks to 2 months, depends on it. So it's a tough environment. The biggest thing about the offshore world is your mindset.
Ja, natuurlik. Ek wou nou vir jou vra,
And
ja.
you need to. It's a psychological thing.
Right.
Your psychological mind needs to be tuned, and if you can't do that, it's going to destroy you. It's going to destroy everyone at home.
Ja.
It's going to destroy. I mean, people think it's good money. In certain positions, it is. Certain other positions, it's okay because there's no. If you've got a Siemens book and if you're part of the Siemens thing,
Yeah.
there's usually a tax benefit. which you don't need to pay tax because you're not in the country
Ja, ja.
and you got offshore money. But like I said, the mental thing regarding it is the biggest thing.
Want jy
Right.
kan nie gou in 'n kar klim en wegry vir die naweek nie.
Nee, as jy vergeet het om 'n brood of om meel te bestel, dan is jy in die happy kanon, want onthou net, onshore ons doen alles. Jou brood word gebak, jou rolls word gebak, jou pizza base,
Ja,
alles
ja.
is van scratch af. Dis regte old school chefing.
Ja.
Dit is nie ons bestel die brood en ons bestel die patties of wat nie. It's old school. Ons bestel nie mince nie, ons bestel brisket en ons
En julle
grind
maak.
ons own.
Ek verstaan.
Okay.
Ja,
So
ja.
alles is old school en as ek raad kan gee vir enige upcoming chef, as jy uit die skool uitstap, gaan doen jou boyset kursus wat jy nodig het, dis 'n paar rand.
Ja.
Maar jy moet Suid-Afrika daar vir dit Suid-Afrika toe gaan.
Is dit?
Ja, jy Durban, ek het myne in Durban gedoen.
Ja. Ja, Ou Valley.
En jy moet en jy moet op die tou gekrediteer wees. Want wat hulle doen is dit is jou capsizing wat hulle doen met jou.
Met ander woorde jou
Ja,
noodprosedures.
hulle doen 'n chopper training met jou.
Ja.
So as daai chopper val en hy capsize,
Ja.
dan train hulle jou hoe om met daai ding uit te kom. So
And that's part of your chef training?
That's part of the basic thing. Before you apply for a job offshore, you need to boys.
Dis net vir die ouens wat
Wow.
op bote werk, ja.
Right.
Ja, dis nie kyk die ouens raak hier mekaar met die wat het STCW94 wat jou basic ding is wat die skippers doen en wat die
Ja, ek
ouens
verstaan
doen
wat
wat
jy
vis
sê.
vang.
Ja.
Maar dit is net basic survival at sea.
Ja.
Jy doen nie die Hewitt en daai goed nie. Nou jou boys het bring die Hewitt in en daai ding ek het dit nooit geweet nie tot ek die kursus gedoen het dat 'n chopper het 'n inlining seal hier aan jou kant wat jy
Ja.
as daai chopper val en hy capsize, dan trek jy hom uit en dan stap jy daai venster. My maat, jy's hulle veer nie is so omstamp nie.
Is
Soos
dit?
jy daai venster omstamp. En
Man,
dan
oei.
as daai ding capsize dan is jy uit. En jy doen breathalyzing training. Die ou breathalyzers hoe hulle gewerk of breathing apparatus
Ja,
hoe hulle
ja.
gewerk het was jy sit hom in jou mond as daai chopper val en dan blaas jy hom vol lug.
Ja.
So as jy capsize, dan druk jy 'n knop en dan moet jy uit jou eie asem uit. Het jy 7 minute, 5 tot 7 minute om te survive, om uit te kom. So as jy nie uitkom in daai 5 tot 7 minute
So
met
jy-
jou suurstof nie, dan is dit nou so.
Ja. En jy doen dieselfde prosedure met bote.
Selfde.
Jou bote wat gebruik word vir die reddingsstaat.
Fascinating.
Ja. Dis
Amazing.
ongelooflik. Kaffie kos kom ons kyk gou of kom ons vat 'n ad.
Okay.
En dan kyk ons na van daai baie mooi visuele wat jy vir ons gebring het. Hier gaan ons gou gaan. Goed, as ons weer terug nog weer eens welkom aan Rossouw Hill en Chef Terry.
So I asked Rossouw to, because it's fascinating if Rossouw talks about it, being on this flotel, which is the support ship to the gas rig, and, all the logistics behind it and what it looks like. So Rossouw did give us some footage,
Yeah.
which we are able to share with you. So Rossouw, tell us, what does this look like? Is this?
This was just before I came home. It was the last sunset.
Okay.
Now on the blue one,
Right.
that's Arundel's Parrot. That is the flotel itself.
Okay.
All the people stays. On the left side was the FPSO, which is the gas rig.
Right.
That's the one that's pulling the gas. Their first gas they'll pull on about the 15th of September.
Okay.
That is called a frog.
That yellow thing.
That
there.
yellow thing, it's called a frog. That's to transport you on and off the rig or on and off the flotel
Okay.
to your, like we call it, the water taxi, which
Right.
is the FPSO,
Okay.
the boat. So, and it takes us with the boat about 3 hours, 2 hours 45, sailing, cruising to shore. When we get deliveries, except for a frog, it's a container. It happens on the same vessel and it happens the same scenario.
Okay.
Maar is geslote containers wat dan met die huiskrane oorgelaai word.
Dis 10 feet containers.
Ja.
Seker dat jy ook in Mosambiek was en ons groter containers moontlik gehad, so dan kan jy 20 voet inbring en 20
Ja,
voet.
ja.
Maar jy het gewoonlik het ons 2 reefers, een in frozen, een is jou refrigeration, ja, frozen en chilled, en dan die container voor dry goods. En jy moet beplan, want ek meen 460 mense.
Ja, elke dag.
Ek sou vir jou sê ek bestel chicken wings is 'n favourite. So dis so 2 keer 'n week op die menu as ek dit so kan stel. En ek bestel 700 kg elke week.
700 kilograms of chicken wings.
Dis 'n klomp.
Julle kan die somme maak.
Ja.
And that's just the chicken
That's
wings.
just the chicken.
Dit is niks anders nie.
The rule at sea
Right.
is you need to have 40 days stock on board.
Jy moet ten minste
Wow.
40 dae.
So if there's a situation, if a terrorist or
Yeah.
whatever the situation is, delivery or whatever, you need to have 40 to 45 days of food on board to feed those people.
Fascinating.
So if the
Dis 'n klomp.
If you don't feed people
Ja.
at sea, you're going to have a mutiny.
Ja, nee, dan klim hulle van die boot af en hulle stap huis
And
toe.
in the hotels, it's opposite. They want you to have as
Little
little
as
stock
possible.
as possible.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
you know what is fascinating about being at sea? I mean, the only water we have is seawater.
Ja.
So you need to shower, you need to whatever, because we all have showers. There's nothing else. It's only the cabins. All the cabins got showers.
Okay.
So they've got these. What's it called? What's those plants? to take-
Desalination plants, yeah.
To turn the seawater into normal water. There's the doctor. He does weekly tests
Ja,
to check
ja.
that the pH is right, the chlorine is
Ek
right,
kan
and
dink,
everything.
ek kan dink.
En jy kan dit drink, maar daar's net mineral water op en oor die greenies of die green scenario.
Ja.
Mag jy net ons het op hierdie ene die gallons wat jy tap, die gallon waters.
Ja,
En
ja.
almal kry 'n waterbottel.
Ja.
En
Okay.
jy moet jou gallon
En jy moet maar
bottle-
daar-
jy moet maar daar, dit is maar jou scenario.
Wat jy
moet
gebruik.
vol maak.
Gebruik.
Die water uit die kraan uit is maar meestal vir die badkamer en vir die showers en
But you could drink it?
you can drink it.
Oh, okay.
Die logistiek agter hierdie agter dit alles. Jy weet mense sien dit op die nuus en jy sien dit in movies en al sulke tipe van goed. Hierdie ontsettende groot rieks. Ek bedoel ek dink nie ek het was nog nooit langs een nie. Ek was nog nie eens in die hawe het ek nog een gesien nie. Maar ek dink as jy met daai bootjie daar onder stop en jy sit jou bootjie in park en jy kyk so op, dan is dit seker 'n enorme struktuur.
Kyk, toe ek die een in Israel aan boord gegaan het in Israel, het ons het hulle my so aangebring met die wissel en toe moes ek opklim.
Met 'n leer.
Nee, hy het gelukkig hierdie
Dit is ek so
Okay.
entry
Maar
gaan.
ek wil jou sê nee, dis 'n goeie 5 vloere.
My word.
Ja.
Yeah, and I've got
Dan as jy nog op die
vertigo.
eerste verdieping.
Dan ja, dan klim jy net in.
Ja,
Dan is jy in.
ja.
So die ene as ek nou vinnig gaan, ons is op die grondvlak, dan het jy 6 vloere op en jy het so 4 vloere onder toe.
Ja.
Dan is jy nog nie by die buis nie.
My word.
So dit is 'n
But
enormous to it.
it's a fantastic place. It's got nightclubs and pubs and all that stuff.
No, my friend. Unfortunately,
It's
there's
not a
nothing.
cruise ship.
It's
What's this hotel resemblance?
That's flotel, not hotel.
So there's no pub on board.
It's zero tolerance. There's no alcohol.
Remember the
there's
work
nothing.
that these.
O, is daar geen
these
alcohol
people
nie?
are
Daar's
doing.
geen alcohol aan boord nie. Geen.
Ek gaan nie meer nie. Ek gaan nie meer.
I also can't see myself going.
Aansoek van my kanselier.
Ek spot altyd en sê, weet jy wat nee.
Ja.
Moenie jou man as toe stuur of jou vrou nie. Stuur hulle
Op 'n boot.
gaan op 'n flotel man.
There we go.
It's a paid
Ek het dit nie besef nie. Ek het gedog daar is 'n soos 'n klein privaat kantien waar jy
It's basically it's
Ek kan nie as 'n
it's like
jou
a dry
favorite. Ek kan nie as 'n
Onderberg.
chef wat sê jy Chateaubriand kan ek nie
Ja.
eens doen nie want dit
Well,
is-
because it
there's
gets made, it gets made with brand.
There's nothing. There's zero tolerance, zero alcohol.
kan dit nie doen nie.
So ja, daar is jy gaan nou op solank jy daar is dan niks nie. Jy
You're
drink
gonna watch
water.
your potatoes and your pineapples.
Luckily there's if they catch you, you know what? And that's one thing. I'm glad you brought this to the table. Discipline.
Yes.
Ja.
It's very strict.
Ja.
Okay.
If you,
Ja, ek kan dink.
if,
Ek kan
if,
dink.
if you step out of line, the smallest thing, they deport you. They take you off the vessel immediately.
Klaar.
I mean, there was guys, you're not allowed to take food out of your mess hall, which is your canteen.
Ja.
Yeah.
So they've sent people home who has taken food to their cabins.
Like an apple.
An apple, they'll send you home.
Ek kan verstaan
there's
hoekom.
remember, recycling on the vessel is key.
Okay.
So you got all your recycling bins.
Ek verstaan
Right.
And you
heeltemal.
do not have a food recycling out of the mess hall.
Ja.
You do not have dustbins in your cabins.
Right.
Ja.
Because they would not be able to recycle.
Maar ook siektes, nee,
Ja.
sulke goed.
Exactly. And cockroaches, remember?
Ja,
Daai
exactly.
goed kom saam met die wessels.
Ja.
Ek meen,
Maybe
saam
we
met
can
hulle-
just show that Rossouw footage again. Some new people have joined the stream.
goed, baie graag,
So
baie graag.
obviously, for those of you who've seen this kind of imagery, this is where Rossouw gives us more or less an idea of what it looks like. So that blue part, that is the floatel. Then.
Yeah.
That looks like a spaceship almost,
yeah.
like, isn't it?
We call it a bucket because it's, I mean, I've never been on one like these. It looks like a bucket. The
Right.
other one looks like a ship itself.
Yes.
The one
yes.
in Mozambique was like a vessel itself.
Ja.
So I'd like to just maybe just for short the recycling on in terms of rubbish that you've got. You guys, does it get thrown into the water or does it get put into containers, brought back to land?
Your larger bones
Okay.
of your meat cuts and those things get frozen.
Right.
When once a week they take the rubbish away, your
Yeah.
tins, your cans, your
okay.
all these things, that medical waste and all that, they take it away in the bins. But your food itself, food, we got macerators on board. So
Okay,
your
dit
basic
maak
food
ook
gets
sin.
macerated,
Ja.
All right.
and it goes into the ocean.
Yes.
You're allowed to put it in the ocean.
Ja, ek kan
okay.
ek kan
And
dit
then your
ook ja.
grey water, with the chemical pH and everything is acceptable by the greenies or, you know, about those, the environmental friendly people,
Right.
to put it into the ocean. So
Yeah.
that goes into the ocean,
Okay.
and your food goes into the ocean, so we feed the fishes and keep everyone happy.
Fantastic.
Dis-
So, well, that answers Lizelle Kotz's question. She asked, what do they do with the food waste on the vessel? So there you have it, Zelly.
Het ons ander kommentare en weer eens jammer vir die klein tegniese
Ja,
onderbreking.
Roen besy nou het vra of die episode op YouTube gelaai sal word. Ja, die episode
Ja,
word. Al die episodes word op YouTube gelaai. YouTube is kind of our archiving, if you like.
That's my niece.
Oh, it's your niece. Okay, cool. So you will be able to see this, Roen. After the show, Karel Nel stuur groete. Hy sê ons moet die naweek geniet. Hy's op pad Kamp Vrede toe. Geniet dit daarso.
Dankie Karel. Ons moet nog vir Karel hier kry om te kom praat oor die Oktoberfest. En eintlik oor die nuwe fasiliteite, ons kan
Ja,
later.
natuurlijk. That will
ons
happen
later-
next week or
later
the week
in die
after.
hande kry,
Ja.
want hy ontwyk ons.
Ek het foto's gesien van die nuwe.
Is dit?
Baie lekker.
Baie nice.
mooi.
Ja.
Baie mooi.
Ek wil gou net 'n vinnige draaitjie geloof want ek moet chef Terry se goed bring. Ek is in 'n sekonde terug, maar julle kan nog gesels.
Yes,
So, ek gaan nie
because
weg nie.
Terry has brought some special stuff with him for us to share with you on the show. And we've got Chef Terry Jenkinson from the Silver Spoon Academy. And then we've also got Rossouw Hill, who's joined us today. I wanted to ask you something just about the vessels. There are medical facilities and sports facilities and things to do because,
We
I
have
mean,
a-
you're not working all the time.
Yeah,
are you?
no, we got a full-on gym,
Okay.
which is, I mean, it clears the mind.
Right.
So you got a full-on gym. You got a recreation room with table tennis and big screens. So there's entertainment on board.
Okay.
Basic entertainment, if I can call it basic. Yeah, so it, you know, because the guys obviously you need to switch off somewhere somehow.
Yes.
Ek kan imagine. Ek kan
An internet connection, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's an internet connection. Everyone gets a voucher for his Wi-Fi. It's a bit crappy, if I can call it so.
Okay.
Because you got like 400 megabytes. And 400
Oh, my word.
megabytes is nothing. I mean, you need to speak to your family, you need to talk with them, and
Right.
that's why, you know, you're quite limited with communication. I'm fortunate, obviously. That's why I can watch the show. And
Ek wil net sê baie dankie jy gebruik
Ja.
joune
Yes.
om wat jy het gereelde bydrae op
In my
die show.
kantoor het ek 'n open connection.
Okay.
So terwyl ek in die kantoor is,
Yes.
dan kan ek, ja.
Julle kan maar julle boodskappe stuur vandag. Julle is baie stil op hierdie Vrydag.
Yeah, well, here's a question.
Yeah.
Lizelle Kotze asks, are there any women on board? Is daar enige
waiting for this one.
is daar vroumense aan boord?
Yeah, there's on our vessel we've got about 5.
Okay.
But they keep to themselves and they do their thing. It's not. It's
These
300
male-dominated
It's not a
environments.
porn star
Drie-
moment.
drie-
Sorry, Lizelle.
355 mans en daar's 5 vrouens.
Ja.
Ja, so
Ja,
ja.
dis 'n goeie ek dink balans.
Gaan besige
maar-
vrouens wees.
Dit is majority admin girls.
Okay.
En hulle is gewoonlik about 4 weeks na gaan luister.
Ah, okay.
Ja, ek verstaan.
Ja, en daar's ja.
Yeah.
Rossouw, duisend dankies. Daar's nou 'n gesprek. Ek gaan die gesprek open vir albei van julle. En ek het nou net die vraag gevra oor lucerne. Kan mens lucerne eet? Alfalfa.
It is, if it's produced for food, for feed, for livestock,
Ja.
it's grown till its full height and whatnot, and then it is known as lucerne.
Okay.
Alfalfa is the term that we use for seeds that are sprouted or microgreens that are produced from the
Lucerne.
same seed.
Ja,
I see.
lucerne.
Ja.
So the alfalfa is high in nutrition. It's also got elements such as phosphorus, magnesium,
Yeah.
vitamin C, vitamin K. So it's very nutritious. And the other thing about alfalfa is, or any microgreens for that matter, is microgreens have 4 times the nutritional value of the full-grown plant.
I see. Right.
So they're packed with nutrition, and it's a fantastic additive for salads and things.
Yeah.
Starters, salads. I mean, they're really nutritious, and they add a nice visual effect to your dish as well. But lucerne itself, we produce it just for feed, for animals
Sure.
and whatnot, or hay. But as Dirk was saying, you know, he saw somebody used dried lucerne leaves to smoke food with.
Ja, met 'n smoker
Yeah.
van die lucerne, die droë stokkies of wat ek al
Yes.
jy dit noem, die blare. En hulle het gebruik om geur aan kos te gee.
And you can do that. It's the same with smoking. Smoking, we use wood chips.
Yeah.
So you can use hay. You can use hay. We can. I've smoked chicken and fish with mopani leaves, with mopani
that would be
twigs,
nice.
and mopani bark. So just as we would use chips, and you can venture out into hay. You can use tea leaves to smoke. So
Ek kan glo.
it's amazing what you can, if you just play around with a few ideas. Rooibos makes a fantastic smoke for feta cheese,
Okay.
tomatoes, and products like that.
Ek dink wat ons moet doen is iewers 'n plekkie kry, dalk voor Rossouw huis toe gaan. En ons volgende Vrydag sou by so 'n braaiplek of by so 'n plek waar ons kan wys hierdie is die gedroogde goed, dis hoe jy die smoker aan die gang kry.
I
Jy weet,
love smoking.
is dit?
Smoking is
Hot smoking,
Your
cold
favourite?
smoking, it's
Is
fantastic.
dit? Ja. Ons het nou 'n ander ding hierso, ons het die hele week vir julle gesê, ons gaan praat oor die groenigheid.
And there's some leaves here that you will know, and there's some leaves here that you won't know.
Yeah.
Julle twee gaan dit nou bespreek, maar waaroor dit gaan is dat baie mense dink 'n groen slaai is maar net 'n groen slaai. Maar ek is tog van die opinie dat party van die ingredients kan 'n slaai bitter maak.
If there's too many of them,
Ja,
yes.
en party dra regtig by tot die geur. En een waarvoor ek altyd bang is rocket. Want hy het 'n baie skerp smaak.
It's peppery.
nou
It's very peppery.
ja, so ek julle twee gesels
Dania
bietjie-
is jou grootste probleem.
Wat een?
Coriander.
Koriander.
Koriander.
Durban, we call it dania.
Okay. Okay.
So
weed. It's
okay,
weed's also.
so wat
Cannabis?
Wat sê julle ja, dis interessant weer. Cannabis?
Now, you see, when you're making salads and things, normally we just put in lettuce and green peppers as the green part of the salad. But if you actually play around with different leaves, you can almost achieve a salad that doesn't have to be dressed, because you
Yeah.
get your pepper, you get your sour,
dit
you
so?
get
okay.
your,
pepper.
yeah, you get your freshness, you get your
mint
aromatics
gives you
from
fresh,
mint
yeah.
and things like that. Now, the leaves I've got here today is
Basil.
here we've got a type of lettuce. I can't
Butter-
remember which
butter
one.
lettuce.
It's not.
No,
No,
it's
it's
not
not
butter.
butter lettuce. Here's a baby iceberg, which is also very nice in salads. It gives that freshness and that crisp and the crunch. I've got baby spinach.
Hey.
Ja, ek sien die blaartjie.
Okay. And that gives a very nutty sort of earthy flavor to your salads. Then I've got the rocket that we're talking about for pepper.
Oh, I love rockets.
It's fantastic.
Dis lekker.
And
Met chilies
Oh, yes.
en feta kaas.
Bacon.
Bacon ja.
This leaf here, a lot of people will
That's lovely.
be familiar with it, but won't know what it is.
Ek weet nie. Wel,
Hibiscus.
No.
Nog een.
Okay.
Sweet potato.
Hey.
Now, sweet potato can be used as a vegetable. It's got quite a sour note to it, so you can use it with fish dishes. And it's fantastic in curries, fish curries, and fish stews to add that bit of sourness and a bit of. Sweet potato leaves are edible.
Ja, ja.
Which is fantastic.
Weet jy wat beetblare?
Yes.
Baie lekker.
Very, very.
Beetblare, ek het selfs in ons huishouding word die blare afgesny Rossouw. En ons doen niks daarmee. En dan word dit weggegooi, maar nou sien ek kyk in die beetblare en die stingels.
Even your carrot
I'll cook him and you make him a caramelized.
Ja.
So it's a caramelized onion with balsamic and brown sugar. Beautiful.
But even carrot leaves, carrot
Ja,
tops
ja.
are edible. And do you know that beetroot was originally grown for the leaves, not for the beetroot? Not for
Not
the
for the red beet.
Regtig.
Okay.
And it was only in more recent times that we actually started to discard the leaves and eat the beetroot. Because if you keep cutting off the leaves, it carries on growing. It's reshoots and you
Wat?
cut off,
Ja.
reshoots,
Ek het dit nie,
cut
ek
off.
dou,
It's like
ek leer
spinach.
nou
You
iets.
cut the
Yes.
leaves, it keeps on growing.
Natuurlijk.
One thing, sorry to interrupt you, one thing that's not here, and it's not very familiar, maybe in Cape Town, but is seaweed.
Yes.
Sea lettuce.
Ja, maar okay,
Yes.
ja.
Sea
Maar
lettuce.
dit is 'n ander, dis die hele kosmaak ek wil amper sê
Gimmick of-
chapter.
Op sy eie, ja.
Ja, joh.
Do you know that?
Dit is baie popular.
Gebruik julle dit op die boot?
Nee, ons gebruik dit nie met boot nie, want dit is, jy kan nie glo nie, dit is baie pricey.
Oh ja.
Sorry, ek moes net die regte woord kies vandag.
Nee,
Dit-
ja, is duur.
Anders sit ek
O,
hier.
Expensive
Ek
expensive
sou 'n
food.
beklemtoon en 'n haamwoord by gesit.
Ja, dis verskriklik duur.
The bamboos that washes up on our coast.
Yeah.
I've actually taken some of those leaves and washed it, scrubbed it, sliced it up, and put it into a fish stew. In a fish stew.
Will be perfect.
Fantastic. So even the bamboos is edible. So those fishermen who catch bamboos instead of fish, don't throw it away. Take it home.
Gebruik
You
dit
can use
Koop
it.
dit op die kant.
Ja.
Ja.
En die ding is met die bamboe en daai tipe goed soos jy nou gebruik het, obviously jou salt content, jy het nie baie minder sout nodig.
Ja, nou
Kyk,
maak
want
sin.
as jy originally,
It's very umami.
Yeah.
It gives
so
it a
originally the
savory
thing with
taste.
seafood and everything is you use the sea water.
Ja.
And in the old days, Hawaii,
Yes.
they've got all these fruits.
Yes.
So what do you eat fish with? Fruit. Fish is supposed to be eaten with fruits, not with all these starches.
Ander
and
goed,
all
ja,
that.
ek
okay.
hoor wat jy sê. Ja.
Dit is 'n jy eet vis en vrugte.
Vrugte.
Dit is die
Ja.
classical, traditional, old school.
Ons moet sê
That's why,
Remember
that's why
that
soup is so,
next
so,
time.
so good with apricot jam.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ja, okay, dit
Yes,
maak
that makes sense.
Dit maak
sense.
Now
As
this
ons om
leaf
daar
here,
op smeer.
this leaf here, we all know this leaf.
Sê, ek ken hom nie. Wel, as ek sê ken hom
It's
nie.
a weed. We pull it out of the garden, we throw it away.
Natuurlik.
It's
Natuurlik.
dandelion.
Dandelion. Ja.
Dandelion was used to make soups, especially for in winters when
Natuurlik
people
is
are
dit
sick.
dandelion.
And it's a fantastic salad ingredient. So don't throw away the dandelion or the blackjack. Half
Ek
them-
kan dit weet jy al blackjack.
No, no.
Hy
Let's
het
smell
interessante, hy het interessante, hy ruik nie na baie nie.
Yeah. And then this
Hierdie
here.
ouetjie, ek wil weet van hom.
Okay.
Eet hom op.
You all know what this is. This flower is actually what we would, or what we know as, what's it? Skink africana, marigold.
Ou Afrikaans.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Now marigold, this is the miniature marigold, but the petals are edible, so you can use it in your salads for a bit of color, and you can add it to rice dishes and so on and so forth for a bit of interest sake. And the standard marigold are fantastic if you put them in a tempura batter and you deep fry them. You serve them with as a starter.
Wow.
As it's a dish.
You see, these are all the things we
These are
don't
the
know.
things if you've got a home garden,
Yep.
a vegetable garden, these are the ones that you old school tale you plant in between your fruit and veg to keep everything away.
Keep
All
the
the
bugs.
Oh, dis ook
right.
interessant
Jy,
een.
jy koop al die goggas weg en dan het jy nie nodig om pesticides en al daai.
Maar dit is waar.
Natural
Clever.
So jy kan hom gebruik vir dit en jy kan hom eet.
Yeah. And do you know that it's a natural snake repellent?
Dan gaan ek hom eet.
That's
Plant
it.
it around the border of your property, and,
Right.
and you will have far less
That's right.
snakes
Snake
and-
hazard.
Yeah.
That's it.
Jy moet hom net uit jou bed uit hou.
Ja. Ja. Well, maybe some ladies will throw like a bucket of these into the bed every night.
Wat maak hierdie potplant in die bed?
Nee, pas op, is twee chefs.
Kaufee, like ons boodskap het ons nog...
Messages are coming in. Karikis Carson says, thank you for the chefs. Nou kan ons groot ouens maar gesond eet. Ja, niks hierdie net skaapchoppies elke dag nie. Roon Besaidnout says, Team Baby Spinach. Liesel Venter says, Rocket Rocks. So she's a big Rocket fan. And
can I just say something about the rocket?
Right.
If you don't want it to be too peppery,
Yeah.
pick it when it's still very young.
Yeah.
The younger the leaves, the
the
less intense the pepper taste is.
Okay.
The older the plant gets, the more intense the
Dis is
pepperness
ook
becomes.
interessant. Jy sien? Ja. So dit alles in die oesjaar. Ja.
Nou, ek wil net gou teruggaan na daai skaapchop storie toe.
O ja.
Op hierdie wissel, né?
Wat daar
Is die
gebraai.
kliënt se budget nou nie soos op die vorige wissel nie. So daar's nie skaapchops en skaapvleis en al hierdie lekker dinge nie, né?
Ja.
So ek stuur vir Kaufee 'n boodskap. Voordat ek die dag voor ek van see af kom, ek sê vir my maat, ek gaan kom braai. Ek gaan 'n skaapchop vat en ek gaan hom met al twee hande van die kole af eet. My bek gaan blink soos 'n vaseline pot wat gepop het. Ek sê vir jy raak so lus vir iets
Dit
nie.
nee.
En veral van die kole af, want jy kan nie daar braai nie. Ek meen as jy daai jy
Ja,
kan
dit
nie.
o, so jy het geen manier wat jy kan braai op
Ons
kool.
bewys is elektronies. Is elektrik. Is electrical stove.
Ja.
Daar's nie gas nie, niks nie.
Regtig.
Jy kan nie eens 'n chart ding.
O, natuurlik.
You're on a gas rig and you don't have gas. How
As
does
meter
that
van
work?
my af op 'n as uit die kombuis uit is miskien 500-600 meter oor die bridge en dan is jy op die gasrik.
Ja, nee, okay, nee,
Weet
ek
so-
verstaan. Nee, dit maak sin.
Nee, ek sal vir jou sê-
Mense dink nie aan al hierdie goed nie. Julle praat van
lus vir sekere goed.
julle praat van skaapchoppies en varkchoppies. Ek onthou oorlede oupa Mani. Hy was 'n veearts. Hy het hierdie munt gegroei by 'n dam op die plot. Ja, maar ek praat van sulke bosse want dis lekker vogtig
Daar
daar.
is so onkruid daai ding.
Ja, maar ek sal nooit vergeet nie, dan vat hy sy Joseph Rogers knipmes. En dan pluk hy hierdie muntblaartjies en dan het hy sy skaapchoppie daar of sy varkchoppie. En Kaufee dis al wat hy eet. Daai choppie met 'n muntblaartjie. Dit was sy gunsteling
Lamb.
gereg. Hy maak dit fyn en dan eet hy.
Lamb and mint are
Our combination. No? The Kaufees have got lots of mint in our little garden.
Dis heerlik.
In the winter, it kind of goes away, and you've got to dust it out a little bit and take the mint out and what. Just leave a couple of them. You just wait for spring, Papa.
Ja, maar dit is heerlik.
Woep wap is daai tuintjie weer vol.
Die eerste teken van somer.
Dis hy.
Ek dink wat ons ook moet doen is met hierdie lekker slaai geregte. Is dalk albei van julle. Elkeen stuur vir ons 'n eenvoudige slaai gereggie. Jy weet, Rossouw, jy stuur vir ons een en sit ons hom op die Facebook page. En Terry, dit kan letterlik 'n paar lyntjies wees. Koop hierdie, sit soveel bymekaar, meng dit en dis dit. En so julle sê julle kan wegbly van die asyne of die vinaigrettes en al daai goede wat jy baie keer
You
sien.
can add a bit of oil and vinegar for just to add a bit of
Just make it smooth.
moisture to it.
Yes.
Maar as jy sê olie, is dit sonnebloemolie of is dit olyfolie?
Olive oil or
Or your oil of choice.
avocado oil,
Grapeseed
oil.
Wat van coconutolie?
Coconut oil
Coconut.
is perfect.
Yes.
Wat is dit?
In my huis
Die coconut
gebruik ons
oil of die
coconut
melk? Oil of milk?
Oil.
Oil.
For salad dressings, you would use the oil.
Ja.
Milk we would use more for dishes like desserts and curries and stews
Yeah.
and things
Yeah.
like that.
But coconut, mense think coconut's got a flavor to it, the coconut oils or the coconut butter. It doesn't have. It's neutral. Like I said, in my house, my wife and them, they buy the tubs.
Right.
Solid piece.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you scoop out. put it in the pan,
Oh,
it
ja,
becomes
ek
liquid.
het gesien.
You
Ja.
see,
It
Zelly, that's what
doesn't-
we must do at
and it
home.
doesn't-
Look and learn,
It
Zelly.
doesn't change any flavor. It doesn't add flavor because I hate coconut. But it doesn't give you that flavor. I mean, maybe coconut hating with me is because of younger days and Delgado or these things.
Ja, ja.
But,
Coco Rico.
Coco Rico.
But it's not coconut flavor. It's neutral. It's a neutral flavor.
Yeah.
Ek onthou op 'n stadium was daar so jare gelede so op hoërskool. Of miskien net daarna was daar so 'n sonbrandolie wat na coconut of Coco Rico. Ek dink ek het nou al twee. Ja, ja. En hoe meer die girl aansmeer hoe lekkerder ryk. Ou
verlang ek nou.
Meer edible raakie, maakie sakkie.
Verlang ek nou ook na die meisies en so met wat ek op skool gesoen het met peach beaches in hulle mond. Onthou julle nog?
Nee, beseker. Hoorie so nou, ja, ek wil nou chef Terry, Ek gaan nou die glase, maar ek sal die glasies hou. Want ons het Kaufee gooi in as daar kommentaar is. Mense-
Ja, nee, they're coming in
Okay,
fast
ja,
and
maar
furious.
wees.
Okay, so Roon sê mail bietjie vir ons ook 'n bietjie van daai lekker choppies. Ja, miskien moet ons dit maar as Rossouw weer terug op die rig is, dan sommer vir hom 'n choppie.
kan nie dit doen nie.
Sy sê sommer 'n doppie ook. Ja, Lisel Kotse sê jy gaan nou munt kry met alles. En Liesel sê, hoor jy Zelly, die man soek coconut oil. Presies. Maar ek soek hom soos Rossouw gesê het in daai skoep goed, lief Zelly.
Ek wil net weet Kaufee, ons het niks daar uit Pretoria of Johannesburg gekry van
Op die oomblik nog nie.
Van
Ek weet nie
toffee en
speet
van
en toffee
René
by.
is in Joburg.
O, René is in Joburg.
Okay.
Ja.
Hey, René, jou ou Joburger.
Daarso. Nee, want ek weet daar's ouens wat ons volg en wat boodskappe stuur en ons posters like, baie dankie daarvoor. En ek kyk maar net van waar hulle is, jy weet. So dis hoekom ek maar net vra of hulle dalk en hulle het gesê hulle sal deelneem aan die gesprekke val nie as ou van kos maak.
Right.
Nou, ons het voor ons afsluit, julle het nog tyd om boodskappe te stuur. Ons gaan nog die weer op kyk. Voordat ons afsluit het ons ook vir Chef Terry gesê ons ek daag hom uit om 'n lekker drankie te maak, nie alkoholies nie. Iets wat jy kan vinnig maak in die oggend.
Ja.
Sou ek weet nie of julle so iets op julle boot op julle support wissel het nie. Maar iets wat jy kan maak wat jy sommer in jou kantoor kan neersit. Vat dit in 'n bottel.
Ja.
Want al wat mense ken, al wat ek ken is water en suurlemoene. Jy weet wat jy ingooi en 'n lekker klomp ys en dan sommer so deur die loop van die dag drink jy 'n glas. Wat het jy
After a while, that lemon is just so intense you can't actually drink the water.
Ja, dis waar. Wat
Meestal wat die ouens doen is hulle vat die watermelon en sweet melon
Ja.
met lemon en hulle gooi met ys en water, maak hulle vir hulle so mix met dit.
Yeah.
is dit baie gesond?
Dis
It is.
gezond.
Is dit?
Now,
Wat het ons hierso vandag?
in that jug is cucumbers, apples, lemon, mint, and basil.
Okay.
And I've even used a
Marigold.
marigold as well.
So, ou stink Afrikaner.
What's fantastic is you can keep topping up that jug and you can keep it chilled and you just keep topping it up
Hoe lank hou so 'n mengsel?
a day.
Dis 'n dag se.
'n Dag se.
You don't really want to keep it longer than a day because it gets
toxic.
Yeah, it gets toxic.
Is dit so? Want
Oh,
jou
really?
vrugte gaan ook af, nee. Ja.
So, and my daughter loves it if we make flavored water for her for school. So, in her bottle, we put in some cucumbers, we pour it, we fill it up with water, put it in the fridge the night before. She takes it to school, she drinks it. When she's finished, she eats the cucumber.
Ah, fantastic.
Maar ek dink nou as jy bijvoorbeeld
Ja.
so ietsie vat en
En-
hier halfdag het jy lus om aan iets te pees en jy haal die appels uit.
And if you struggle to drink water because you don't like water,
Yeah,
this
right.
is a way of actually getting your daily intake of water
Sure.
that tastes a bit better.
Right.
So, and you don't have to use these expensive
appelpie.
flavorants and
Now-
whatever. Natural ingredients that
Probeer
you
net hoe
find
lekker
in your
broer die
fridge.
appel.
It can be cucumber and mint. It can be, you can add carrots and oranges.
Ja, natuurlik.
Is another favorite. You can even put ginger with your carrots and oranges into a jug of water.
You can actually taste this entire combination
Daar in die appel.
with in this piece of
Rare.
apple. Really?
Regtig?
You have managed it to make peach arches non-alcoholical flavor.
Well done.
Without the peach.
Nee, regtig.
Without the peach.
Without the it does taste just like it.
Ek
eh?
bedoel jy proe jou eie gereg. Want toe ek dit eet en dink ek yes. Yes.
Look and learn. I think we just need to show everybody this jug again, though,
Lovely.
so that
Lovely.
you know what to put in there.
Kaufee, maar weet jy wat dit is iets
Fantastic.
Ek dink juis aan die mammas. En sommer net die vrouens wat figuurbewus is, gesondheidsbewus is. Ek het al gehoor, okay, almal ken smoothies en
Ja.
ek is baie lief daarvoor. Maar ek het al baie
Dit is
keer
so gezond soos jy dink.
ek weet, maar baie mense het ook al vir my gesê ek het nie die tyd om 'n smoothie te maak nie, jy weet. Want ek wil TV kyk tot op die laaste en dan wil ek vroegoggend opstaan op die laaste om dan vinnig by die werk te kom. Dan moet ek eers gaan hierdie kan jy letterlik opsny in 'n bakkie sit
Dat
saam
takes-
wat werk toe, ys ingooi en water ingooi en jy het hierdie
Exactly.
glas wel vir die besoekers na jou maatskappy. Meneer, wil jy iets drink? Is altyd tee, koffie, water. Nou gee vir hom water met 'n verskil of vir jouself.
But you kind of have to let it just stand a while so that it just absorbs
This has
everything.
literally been standing for maximum an hour.
Wow.
Met hierdie
You
smaak.
see? Now, an interesting thing, just also I know we want to close here. When we went to Thailand, it was fascinating that in wherever you go, into the restaurants, the hotels, their water, drinking water buckets and items, all of them have got something in it.
Yeah.
And it's like this culture of, hang on a moment, I know you're asking for water. I'm not just going to give you water. Let me add some value to it before I give it to you. And this is absolutely divine.
Is baie heerlik, baie goed gedoen. Ons sal vir Chef Terry vra om dit ook vir ons sommer net bymekaar te sit sê.
May I have some more, please?
Yes,
Just when out you mean that you're talking Asian. On my group is
Dankie.
32 Asians.
ja.
Okay,
Like I said, my crew is 32.
right.
2 is Filipino and the other one's Indonesian.
Ja.
And I mean, those guys are just so humble.
Yes, yes.
They want to do everything for you.
Weet julle ek
But daar vir jou so nie, hulle wil net alles aandraai.
Is it not perhaps because of their culture or their
It's their
religion
culture, no,
or
it's their
something?
culture.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, because
Great.
they've got they've got 3 cultures. They've got Buddhism,
Yes.
they've got
Hinduism.
Hindu, and what's the other one? Not Hindu, Muslim. That's the 3
Okay.
main things. And most of them, I mean, they believe in karma, Mother Earth.
Exactly.
That is the
Okay.
biggest thing for them, and
Right.
they respect Mother Earth the whole time. You know, that is, if you do something out of that line, they get
Yeah.
upset.
Hoor hierso
Sure,
julle twee,
sure.
ek het nog nie met Kaufeee daaroor gepraat nie, maar Infostream gaan 'n restaurant oopmaak.
Oh, right.
Die restaurant se naam is Karma. Jy gaan jy kan bestel, maar jy moenie dink jy gaan kry wat jy bestel het nie.
Let the professionals stick to what they do, and you and I, we stick to what we do.
Ek het net gedink ons
I can't
probeer.
even boil an egg.
So ek ook nie. Hoekom dink jy hulle nie?
Dalk nie beter skool maar dan, hè? Sorry, ek moes dit in.
Ja, seker. Kom, is daar nog iets Kaufeee wat
Nee,
ons
Karretjie sê net gee van daai lekker koffie warm sous saam met die boot. Boot toe. Karretjie is actually saying I should give you some coffee chili sauce.
Kaufeee chili
Just take it with me.
I'll go and look there.
Ja, Kaufeee chili sauce maar weet. Chef Terry het ook so 'n reeks, maar dis 'n hele
He's got professional
is 'n
sauce.
hele
You must
boek,
see his
is 'n boek
collection.
vol.
Oh, ja.
Is
Wow.
dit? Okay. Goed.
I've even
Kaufeee
brought out a
nog
spice mix now.
is dit?
Yeah. Grind in a grind bottle that you can grind.
Hey.
Blend of pepper spice.
Onthou ons moet weer
Spices.
kompetisies hê.
Yeah.
With spices, your key thing with spices is you need to have paprika, garlic salt, and onion powder.
Yeah.
Of onion.
Okay.
That's your
base.
3 bases. From there you can do what you like.
Yeah.
You can coriander, you can whatever, chili, whatever. But that's the 3 core ingredients in a spice.
Ek wil net gou Kaufeee, ek het skoon vergeet daarvan, maar ek wil hom net vinnig ietsie noem. Is dat beide hierdie chefs en nogmaals baie dankie dat julle by ons kom kuier het. En net voor Kaufeee nog boodskappe lees en vir ons die weer gee, wil ek net gou vir julle die volgende vra. Chef Terry, jy het vir die Queen gekook.
Ja.
What?
Ek was deel van 'n span. Dit was jare terug.
Jo.
Going way back, 1989.
Okay.
Here in Windhoek, and I was part of the Sederhof Army base here. I was in
Right.
the kitchen. And the Queen and her
Entourage.
were visiting or traveling through Namibia, back then Southwest Africa. And the Defence Force put on a dinner,
Yeah.
officers' dinner that was in her honour. And yes, I got to cook part of that meal and serve her as she came past and looked at what we were.
Fantastic.
had
Well
produced.
done.
So that was a milestone in my career.
Wow, Terry.
Ja, Kaufeee, die rede kom ek daai gou opsit is net aan die einde van hierdie sal jy sien sy was toe sy hier was in Namibië,
Yes.
was sy ook by die landbouskou.
And that is where the cow ate her flowers.
Dit was dit
Yeah, there's that famous video where she was standing and she was talking to people and she had the flowers like I think more or less behind her back and she was standing towards the kraal, if you like.
Yeah.
And then this cow just saw these flowers and just came and ate the queen's
Gesond, mag die koei lank
The
leef.
audacity of our Namibian cows leaves much to be desired.
Maar dis nie al nie. Chef Rossouw het ook sy share van bekendes vir wie jy bedien het, of vir wie jy kos gemaak het.
Ek was nou nie so bevoorreg as hy gewees nie, maar ek
Ja,
het
man.
was ek so 2004, die prins van België. Ek het vir hom kos gemaak. Ek was genooi geweest na sy huis toe.
Wow.
Om 'n private chef te wees by sy huis een aand om te entertain. Hulle was so 8 mense geweest.
Exclusief.
Harvey Lijnkop, net voor hy president geword het, was ek betrokke met sy goed geweest en sy kosmakery dinge was ek daar. Ja, gaan daar so een of twee wat nou
Maar dis ook seker belangrik.
slips the mind, maar ja.
Ja.
Ek het vir Smokey gekyker.
Ja.
In Suid-Afrika. Smokey, Lloyd
The band.
Carroll. Smokey the band, ja.
Did you make them any smoky stuff?
Oh, no, unfortunately not.
That would have been
But
funny
they were
as hell.
cool, yes, they're
They're cool
bunch,
guys,
I would
no?
say. Smokey, Lloyd Carroll, Steve Hofmeyer.
Ja.
Wat hy's 'n orgelis ook vir hom kos gemaak. Toe by Carnival City het ek redelik die geleentheid gehad om celebs te bedien,
Baie
kos
nice.
te maak,
Baie nice. Baie nice.
private functions te doen met hulle in hulle weet hulle wat noem hulle cubicles of hulle
Ja,
dressing
VIP kamers. Ja. Sê my, wanneer is jou pad weer terug?
hier rondom die 19de.
Okay, goed. So dan is nog baie tyd dat jy by ons kan kom kuier. Miskien met een van jou spesiale resepte. Maar ons gaan vir niemand vertel nie, dit gaan net 'n verrassing wees. Jy bring jou special recipe, nie wat jy by die huis op die kolle maak nie, maar wat jy daar maak met die beperkte geriewe tot jou
But not volumes, just like a little thing.
so.
I mean, we've got to feed all the Infostream people out there.
Kaffee ons gesels so lekker is regtig waar Vrydag. So wat het ons nog boodskappe?
Ja, boodskappe, they are coming in. Karikies,
Kan
Carsons.
ek net gou vir jou sê, jy gaan my nou mis vir 'n paar sekondes, maar vir 'n goeie rede.
Right.
Ek gaan nie ver nie.
Okay.
Maar ek gaan met 'n rede weg. So gaan julle asseblief aan. Ek is nou terug.
Right.
Met 'n rede.
So we've got Karikis saying thank you. That was an awesome episode. En dan ook Liesel Venter wat sê lekker naweek manne. Baie dankie. Thank you all for joining us here on Infostream. What we also do is just give you a quick update of the weather for tomorrow. The interior in Namibia is partly cloudy and hot to very hot in the far north and the Namib Desert. Elsewhere sunny and hot. The coast partly cloudy and mild to warm with the wind moderate northeasterly to southwesterly. Maximum temperatures for tomorrow in Windhoek 32, Swakopmund 25 with Walvis Bay at 28. Katima Mulilu 34 going over into Umusia and Ondangwa. Both are 35, Ondangwa 36. Ochiwa Dronkwort, dis mos nou hier so in die middel van die noorde. Ochiwa Dronkwort at 32, Rehoboth, my favorite place at 32 because you guys are getting that Wagyu beef. Yes, that's going to be a lot of fun. And oh yes. Keetmanshoop at 32 and Marienthal at 32. Buitepos 31, Gubabas at 31 and that's the weather for us for tomorrow.
So ek vinnig sorry in die redeval in die weer kan inspring nie.
Ja, weer.
Weer.
Ek is hier weg. Toe begin dit winter word.
Ja.
Oh yes.
Daar in die Mediterranean en dit is somer. Toe kom ek terug, is dit nou weer somer. So ek het nog nie my share of winter gehad nie.
Okay, maar wag, jy sal
Ek gaan hom nou begin sien as ek nou daar in die Mediterranean terugkom, maar ek verstaan daarom dit is aanvaar.
Hulle winter is nie.
There is no winter, is there? They're on the equator.
Wat was baie weer. Warm die hele tyd.
luister nie, gepraat van lekker kuier en lekker eet. Ek wil hom net Kaufeee sê baie dankie vir jou vir die feit dat jy altyd hier is as een van die steunpilare van Infostream. 'n Groter dank aan die mense wat deelneem want sonder julle
natuurlijk.
beteken die show niks nie.
Without you guys.
En julle boodskappe wat julle vir ons stuur op 0814328233. Net vinnig, ons het volgende week nuwe adverteerders. Baie dankie vir julle. Ons gaan by party mense se beddens 'n bietjie rus. Maar ons sal daaroor praat
Ja, ons
volgende week.
praat later daaroor.
Ja, en natuurlik die twee manne op die bank. Rossouw, ons het lank vir jou gewag. Maar ek is bly jy's nog 'n tydjie hier, so jy gaan nog lekker gesels. Sommer oor enigiets. Jy weet, ek dink die projekbestuur is 'n ander topik wat ons dalk oor kan gesels, nie net windig kos nie. Kaffie uit my hand uitgegee dan vir jou geskenk vir die dag.
Baie dankie.
So daar's vir jou enetjie en
Ja.
daar's vir jou enetjie.
So it's Friday. It's
think it's Friday.
officially starting. Who's doing what this weekend, by the way?
Jy gaan wat is
Ek maak musiek vanmiddag by die geheime bendehuis.
goed.
Yes.
Ek maak nie iets nie, maar ek kan 'n plan maak.
Right. That's
Plan kan wees.
Slang planne nie op.
Dit is planne nie
Ja.
opmaak nie. So Rossouw, wat is jou ja,
Hy het 'n nuwe motorfiets, by the way.
ek weet.
He drives a brand new Hayabusa.
En hy staan hier buitekant. Kyk hoe netjies lyk hy. Man.
Yes.
Ek bedoel.
Uitgevat.
Ja.
Ja.
Goed.
Ja, nee, ek weet nie, die naweek gaan maar rustig, jy weet. My seun hulle het môre National Archery.
Okay, well
Op
done.
National Ice, hy is onder die top 8, so
Wishing him
baie
all the
trots
best.
op hom. Ja, ek
Well
weet,
done.
hy is baie trots.
Kan ek vir jou 'n taak gee? Jy het nou 2 take. Die ene een vir ons 'n geheime resep bring. En dan die ander een is kan jy asseblief vir ons op 'n stadium bedien met die kontakdetails van die archery span van Namibië dat ons hulle kan onthaal hier want ons wil graag praat en ons het begin met unieke en eiesoortige sportsoorte.
Ja.
Dat
Hulle
ons
het nog 'n bietjie aandag nodig as
Ja,
dit so is.
ek dink
Hulle het
so.
baie support nodig.
Okay.
Nie aandag, nie support.
asseblief
Dis reg.
WhatsApp vir ons of deel met Kaufeee.
Yes.
Chef Terry, wat doen jy?
I've got a busy weekend this weekend.
Ja.
Yeah, tomorrow we've got an open day at Silver Spoon for any potential
Whoa,
students.
great.
So scholars, parents, anybody that's interested in finding out more about the hospitality industry and how we can help you attain your qualifications, we're open from 8 until 2. And then Sunday I'm at the Sunday market in at the village.
At the village,
in,
ja, by die kerk.
Yes, yes.
Nee, by die village.
The village.
O, ja, goed.
What's it?
Fresh and Wild, by die ou Fresh and Wild.
No, no.
Nie daar
The
nie.
old Fresh and Wild. Where,
Ja.
Yeah. What's that complex called again?
Ja, nee, ek verstaan, maar dit is so klein soos 'n klein besigheidskompleks al onder die boom.
That's
en so.
right.
Ja,
Yes,
goed.
with the fish pond in the middle.
Heeltemal reg.
Yeah, very nice. So there's a very nice market. It's Namibian orientated products.
Okay.
A lot of crafts and a lot of handmade artisan breads, sourdough breads.
lovely.
Ek dink wat doen Dirkas? Dirkas het 'n baie besige naweek. Hy gaan op WhatsApp met Rossouw Hill praat. Kyk waar hy hom kan oplaai en dan gaan kyk waar's Kaufeee en kyk waar's Chef Terry. En dan doen ons onder. So ons het ons ek kan die skooter opvat en dan ons het ook 'n besigheid naweek.
Daar's hy.
Sal jy vir ons inlei met 'n ja?
Sorry, ek gaan jou rede val nie. Nog 'n ding van unieke sport of iets. Ek weet nie of dit sal seker as 'n sport tel. My dogter het nou begin met danse, maar dit is
Ja.
hierdie
Ritmiese danse.
dit is jou wat noem jy dit?
Tradisioneel?
Nee, hierdie soos die street dancing of so iets.
Ja.
Dit is nogal actually baie nice.
Is dit wat these TikTok videos everywhere that these girls are doing that
Dan hang jy mos so dan is jou bene in die lug. Daai
Ja, ja.
sy het nou begin met die goed nê.
Cool.
Daar is so 'n sport ook nou wat sy kop goed uitsteek en hulle sit in die South Industrial. So dis ook iets dalk om
Nee, maar jy bring vir die inligting. 'n Kaufeee ons doen daai dans maar gewoonlik eers na 12.
Nee, dat was
en as ons bene is in die lug was dan
Ek het nou die aand so dans gedoen.
Oh,
Toe
hell
ek wakker
no.
word, toe lekker hondjie my gesig en my bene lê in die bed.
contemporary dancing.
'n Contemporary dancing. Goed.
We've got to go and discover that. Just the last couple of comments coming through here. Joep Nel het ons nou ook gejoin. Joep sê jy kan lekker lê en jou pere ontspan. Hy voel ja, dit is daar by Pere Souden se plek waarna toe ons wil
O
gaan.
jou perie.
Ja.
O jou perie.
Liesel Venter sê Mr Onderberg, Liesel Venter sê ook heeltyd speeltyd. Sy sien ons by die bende, maar in retief sê prost julle. Ja, en hier
Ja,
gaan
dankie.
hy nou.
Cheers.
Nou ja,
Cheers.
prost.
Goed, dan gaan ek.
Have a nice weekend.
En baie dankie julle. Goed, ons gesels weer maandag. Cheers.
Thank you so much for watching. Remember, we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, and you can also WhatsApp us. Please do us a favor and like this video, share it, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click on the bell icon, so you can get an update when new videos are uploaded. Thanks for now, hope to see you next time.